Dear students, let us discuss another topic, that is types of sensory receptors. Uh, in vertebrates we shall study it. First try to understand what is the system of these receptors and how they are useful to us. You know, in the environment the organisms are subjected to many different types of forces, or you can say the influences from the surrounding in which they are present. Say for example, if you are present in an environment, you are feeling that temperature is going high, temperature is going low. You are feeling that there is a rain, you are feeling that there is a cool breeze, like that. You are feeling that there is a much humidity or the less humidity. So, all these are basically so many types of forces which are influencing your body from the environment. These influences are the changes in the environment, because you know all these influences are not constant in the environment. Sometimes you are feeling it is a high temperature, at the same time after few days you are feeling that the temperature is low. So, these are the changes that are taking place in the environment, and all these changes in the environment that are not constant, that are affecting the body, that are affecting the living organism, are basically called the stimuli. So, it means here temperature is one of the stimuli, humidity is one of the stimuli, like rain and other things, all these are the stimuli. Now, living organisms have some special types of organs present on the body which detect these stimuli, and normally these organs are called the receptors or the sense organs. Now, what the receptors do? Receptors, they receive the information from the environment, that what type of stimuli is this, and this stimuli reaches the receptor in the form of energy. It may be a mechanical energy, it may be a chemical energy, it may be electrical energy, thermal energy or radiant, whatever kind of this, it reaches the receptors, and then receptor change this energy to a nerve impulse, and then this nerve impulse is transmitted to the brain, where brain interprets that what the body should do in response to the change in the form of the stimuli in the environment, or the change in the form of the energy. And brain and spinal cord both, they receive these messages via special type of nerve fiber called the afferent nerve fiber or the sensory nerve fiber, because this nerve fiber is coming from the sensory organs of the body. So, it means sense organ is performing two functions. Number one, it is detecting the environmental changes or stimuli, and then it is transmitting the information received from the environment to the central nervous system, because brain and the spinal cord are the part of the central nervous system. The central nervous system in turn integrates the incoming information and sends out messages via efferent or motor nerve fibers to effector organs which respond in appropriate manner. Say for example, you are receiving a that in these days the temperature is going high, then the receptors of your skin, they are sending this message through afferent this nerve fiber or the sensory nerve fiber to the spinal cord in the brain. Then the brain in turn is interpreting it that the temperature is high, body must start mechanism through which the body must go cool, as the high temperature will not be suitable for the body. So, it will send a message via efferent are the motor nerve fibers again to the skin, where your glands produce more sweat, so that maximum sweat is produced for cooling of your body and releasing the heat received in the body. And accordingly, certain other responses also are initiated by the body, like you feel to go in the shady places, you feel to take plenty of cold water, like that, in order to regulate the body temperature. Now, all these activities that your body has done in response to high temperature are basically under the control of the central nervous system, which has sent the messages after receiving the information via efferent motor nerve fiber, or called the effector nerve fiber, to the effector organs. Effector organs are the organs which will respond accordingly. Say for example, your skin will respond by producing more sweat, then your body physiology will respond like that, that you must go in the shady places, and you walk to the shady places like that. Let us look at various types of the receptors. So, you may have the general or special type of receptors. General types of receptors are those receptors which are present all over the body. They are diffused on a large area of the skin, and they are not specific to a particular type of stimuli. They respond to a wide range of stimuli. Say for example, your skin is responding to stimuli of touch also, stimuli of heat also, stimuli of pressure also. So, same organ is responding to a wide range of stimuli. These types of receptors are called the general receptors. Certain regions of the skin have greater concentration of these receptors, though the receptors are diffused all over the skin, but some organs, like you can see in case of the touch, your tip of the finger and your lips are highly sensitive. So, that does not mean rest of your skin does not perceive the stimuli of the touch, but the fingers and the lips have more concentrated form of these receptors. So, though the receptors are diffused all over the body, they may be concentrated sometime to a specific locations where their number may be high, at the other place their number may be low, and accordingly the response or the perception may be low or high. Receptors which are large in size and localized in a small area, not present all over the body, all over the skin, and they respond to a particular type of stimuli, they are called the special receptor. Like you have the tongue as one of the receptor present only in the mouth cavity, and you know it takes the perception of the taste only. Then the nose again restricted to a particular part of the body, eye and the ear also. So, these types of receptors are called the special receptors. No, depending upon the type of the stimuli, you may call various receptors differently. Like if the stimuli is light, like the rod and the cone cell of your eye, then these receptors can be called the photoreceptors, because they are sensitive to light. You may have the phonoreceptors if they are responsible to hearing, like the organs of corti in the ear. You may have the olfactoreceptors responsible for smell. So, like the olfactory neuron of the nose is the olfactoreceptor. Then you may have the gustatoreceptors responsible for taste, like the taste buds of the tongue, they are called the gustatoreceptors. Then you have the tangoreceptors sensitive to touch and pressure, like you may have the Meissner's corpuscles or the Merkel's disc in the epidermis. All these are basically the nerves endings which receives the sensitivity, or which perceives the touching sensation and the sensation of the pressure. They are called the tangoreceptors. Then you have the thermoreceptors which are sensitive to temperature. They are present in the skin, and they may be calcareoreceptors if they are sensitive to heat. Example is Ruffini's ending in the dermis. Again, this is the nerve ending. Their name is based upon the scientists who have discovered them. Frigidoreceptors sensitive to cold, and bulb of the Crowe's in dermis is again one of the nerve ending which feel the coldness of the environment. So, in the thermoreceptor, if it is sensitive to heat, it is calcareceptor. If it is sensitive to cold, it is frigidoreceptors. You may have the rheoreceptors which are sensitive to current of water or air. For example, air and the water, they are moving very fast and they are pushing and the pulling your body. So, you have the receptors which are called the rheoreceptors present in the body. Example, lateral line system of the fishes for water current, because the aquatic organisms, fishes particularly, they have a lateral line system on the body which receives the current of the water, that how fast the water is moving. Then you have the galvanoreceptors or the electroreceptors. These are sensitive to electric current. Example, ampullae of Lorenzini in the fishes, they are galvanoreceptor or the electroreceptors. Then teloreceptors, they measure the distance, like the vision and the hearing, both of them can detect that from how far the sound is coming, or how far the place is located, how far the object is located that you are seeing. So, these are the teloreceptors which sense the distance also. Then you have the georeceptor which are sensitive to gravity, like you have the statocyst in case of the animals, which makes the balance of the body. If body is being pulled by the gravity from one half and the other half is not equally pulled, then the statoreceptor immediately detect that there is a loss of balance in the body. So, georeceptors are there. Then you have the statoreceptor which are sensitive to equilibrium. Again the statocyst, I have already told you, it is also called the statoreceptor as well. Algici receptors, they are the nerve endings sensitive to pain. So, again you may have the baroreceptors that are sensitive to change in the pressure. For example, the baroreceptor of carotid sinus in the aortic arches, they are the blood vessels, you know, where they are present. They sense the change in pressure of the blood by responding to change in tension of the arterial wall. So, if there is a more pressure of the blood, then the wall of the blood vessels will be tense enough, and the baroreceptor will immediately sense that there is a high blood pressure. And if it is not in high tension, the wall of the arteries are not in high tension, then the same will feel that there is a low blood pressure. So, they are also called the mechanoreceptor, because they are feeling this by coming in contact with the blood itself and the blood vessels. So, these receptors which sense the change in the pressure, they are called the baroreceptors. Then you have the chemoreceptors, they are sensitive to change in chemicals. So, they are called the chemicals. There may be types according to location, you can say. There are two types of receptors classified according to locations of stimulus. Say for example, if the stimulus is coming from the external environment and the receptors that perceive the stimulus from the external environment, they are called the exteroreceptor, or also called somatoreceptors. These receptors may be present outside the body generally, because they have to perceive the changes present outside the body, but sometimes they are also present within the body. Like when you touch a body, or someone is touching your body, or a pressure of the air and the water is on your body, there is a change in the taste and the heat, etc. All these are basically the exteroreceptors that are taking care of the stimuli present or coming to the body from the external environment. So, you know, eyes, ears, nose, taste buds and the skins are basically the exteroreceptors or the somatoreceptors. Then you may have the interoreceptors or the visceral receptors, the receptors which perceive or which are responsive to the changes taking place within the body, within the internal environment, you can say, such as if there is a change in the carbon dioxide concentration of the blood composition, then the receptors that will detect will be called the interior receptors, because it is taking care of the stimuli present within the body or the internal environment. They cause sensation like pain, hunger, thirst, fatigue, sex, etc. All these are the responsibilities of these receptors. They are responsible for maintaining an appropriate internal body environment. Say for example, if there is a change in the carbon dioxide, if the carbon dioxide is going high in the blood, then immediately these receptor will detect and send a message to the brain that you must start the fast breathing of the animal, so that the more oxygen may come inside the body as the carbon dioxide in the body has increased. Hence, you can understand how they are responsible for maintaining an appropriate internal body environment, because this is very important for continued survival of the organism. Some sense organs have dual role, like say for example, sensory epithelium of nose and taste buds serve both as an exterior receptor as well as visceral receptor. Visceral receptor means interior receptors. Then you may have the proprioceptor. Proprioceptor receptors within the skeletal muscles, joints and the tendon, they are called the proprioceptors. They respond to the degree of stretching. Say for example, these sense organs enable the animal to learn to place its limbs accurately in movement and to know their exact position without having to watch them. Say for example, you are not looking at the stairs, but you are going upstairs, and how much your limb is to be pulled or how much it is to be lowered to be placed on the step. All this is the responsibility of the proprioceptor, which is taking care of the stretching, degree of the stretching. So, even you are not seeing them correctly, you are not measuring them correctly, your proprioceptors is taking care of all these things. Thanks. These are the various kind of the receptors that are present in the body, their types among the different animals, among the different vertebrates. Thanks.